Hey guys, it's DracoHomicida here. When we're casting a 3v3 with, I'm casting a 3v3 with, oh my god, Teal. Okay. Hey guys, it's DracoHomicida here, and I'm casting a 3v3 with my good buddy here.
Fide here. This should be an interesting game. We've got two what seems like at least somewhat competent Trinities. They bought skins. Obvious clue. The Annie on this team seems a little bit click happy, but that shouldn't mean much for an Annie. Waiting in the bush as usual. Let's get this game started.
And we have a rush in.
Oh, nice.
Be here.
Usual trading off with the fire here. Seems like Wukong's playing more defensively than he should. Taunting a little bit too much. Could have gotten some extra damage in there.
Yeah, and
will this be first blood? Oh, no. Good save by Trinity.
Yep. Wukong's low, and Annie has 3 stacks on her abilities.
Oh, that's interesting already.
Yeah, and looks like they have targeted Kale.
Minions have spawned.
It's an interesting thing to target Kale this early in the game, because she really does play more of a support role. Doesn't need much money. Her skills really compensate for a lack of items, especially late game.
True, but if they push any more,
I would mean if I were,
it's like Wukong or Trinity's gonna come right over that wall. So
both playing pretty cautious for the beginning of Twisted Tree Line. Generally, first blood goes through by now, but you never know.
Yeah, it looks like Purple may be wondering a bit where Trinity is. Showing up top, and there goes Trinity. And
it's strange why Trinity's deciding to pull back.
Yeah.
Because he could have dived in and done some serious damage to the other team. Kale playing a little bit aggressively, and Annie actually has 3 health potions, something that you wouldn't usually see in an Annie. We would generally see a faster build to more damage items, because Annie's not really in the front of the combat. Unlike Trinity,
and there goes the stun on Wukong,
really
and this looks like it's going to be first blood, and it was first blood,
unexpected.
But they both died. They both went down, and Jarvan and Trinity both have ignites on them.
Oh, Kale comes in to save the day, but is she
Annie
hard?
is gone.
Yes, Annie is down for the count.
Dang.
Oh, Jarvan staying in lane. Not something you would see usually.
May not be the best idea. Wukong's headed top.
No.
A little bit of friendly banter there. Oh, and down to a minion.
Well, at least the team gold count isn't too much difference for early game. Generally, when you see these big team bouts, they'll generally be one way or another. But at this point, it's still pretty much even.
Very true. Purple being a bit ahead, but that's not hugely surprising.
One interesting thing is we don't see Purple using any consumables. Now this talks to those such as us who contend that consumables are a general waste of money, simply because you can get to your items faster. Now we've been proven wrong on many occasions when we have died to consumables, but still early game we haven't found them very useful.
Very true, and although they can be effectively used, it's just the gold count can make all the difference. If you're getting a lot of gold, I'm not sure you need consumables so much.
Especially when they're down. And Teal knows it. I mean, Blue knows this.
Yeah. Wukong just got his ass handed to him by Annie. And still very little progress in bottom, but I think Wukong's going to have a tough time dealing with Annie.
Which is in a way strange, because you don't see very many early game Annies that can do significant damage, but we're proven wrong again, especially coming from a level 7 summoner.
Indeed. Although, she does have 15 ability power, which is all coming from that Doran's Ring, which could help her out a lot. Up, and we have more progress down on the purple side of the bottom lane.
Oh, Kale just barely making it out of there.
Yep.
But pressed by Jargon and Trindy could have easily taken her out.
Indeed. Yep, but we have a gank on top from Trindy. Help out Wukong. That could put Kale in.
Unfortunately, Annie knows enough to stay back.
Yeah, and she is getting some help from the Tryndamere on that side. And then...
giving some friendly advice for Kale to get back as fast as she possibly can. Which, not taking advantage of it, but missing that skill shot. Close, though.
Yes, and the teams are about equal in levels. They're close. They're really effing close in gold.
Oh, they're really making it up now.
Yeah.
Annie.
Oh, and Annie and Tryndamere going
coming
after
in for a gank on Wukong.
Yep.
This could be interesting because of the duel between Purple's Trindy and Jarvan. Wonder how this is gonna end up. Oh, not seeing the gank. Jarvan mistakenly retreats, but they might still get Wukong. Oh,
there
the
goes
Wukong.
Wukong.
Down, and there he goes.
That timer's at 20 seconds-ish. And Annie's headed back.
Annie's pulling out. Lack of mana, that makes sense.
Yep. Surprised Jarvan's not heading back, but then... his abilities aren't as costly as Annie's, so... Oh, and Purple Trindy has his ulti. That does not bode well.
It's gonna be a pain for Blue because although they're ahead on gold, they are low level compared to Purple. Yeah. Even Annie's still sitting at level 5. The only problem Purple's gonna have is Wukong because it seems as if
and Annie's headed back.
Annie's pulling out. Lack of mana, that makes sense.
Yep. Surprised Jarvan's not heading back, but then... his abilities aren't as costly as Annie's, so... Oh, and Purple Trindy has his ulti. That does not bode well.
It's gonna be a pain for Blue because although they're ahead on gold, they are low level compared to Purple. Yeah. Even Annie's still sitting at level 5. The only problem Purple's gonna have is Wukong because it seems as if Wukong has either gone AFK or is simply just being trollish as of right now.
Indeed, and but Annie appears to be undisturbed top lane. I mean, that's not good.
And not pressing tower, which is rather strange.
She's letting the minions do it
looks
for
like
her,
she's coming in for the gank.
She does have stacks, though. She has her energized active. Yeah. Oh, Wukong's back.
Oh, looks like Wukong just got back.
Maybe. Oh, and... Oh, there's the flash.
Oh, great flash. Targeting Kale, but Wukong steps in to prevent this from happening.
And, will Wukong die?
Good heal.
Oh.
Will that save Wukong?
No, Wukong's gonna make it out.
Well played by Wukong.
And so does Trindy. Close on both accounts.
Trindy using that ulti to his advantage, trying to get a kill, and will he manage?
Whoa, there goes the high-level Trindy.
See if he can get two, and double kill.
Oh.
Worth every cent.
Yeah, indeed. Blue being considerably
Purple
higher.
Really does need to look at the money deficit.
Blue being considerably higher in gold now. Although lagging a bit behind in kills. Wukong being allowed to farm in peace. Not the greatest idea.
Especially being leveled behind, because now he'll catch up and make the teams truly uneven, which they should be. Because it seems that the skill of purple is making up for their lack of Wukong, but when their Wukong gets back into the game, this could end up very poorly for blue.
Indeed. And
Trinity picked up an Avar's Blade. That was definitely a good choice for this game, considering their gold deficit and a critical build by Trinity would be most helpful, as most Trinities do go for critical hits for obvious reasons.
indeed.
Trinity relying on his ulti, as usual.
And we have...
But now both of them have ulti, so this will probably not go the same way.
Indeed, yeah. It's like they're both building those criticals. Just in slightly different ways. And Annie v Wukong up at top.